Scanning for a design trigger is something that comes naturally for me in recent years. From dissecting briefs carefully, I can establish the foundations in a design project, pointing me in the right direction from the get-go. From this point, I can diverge into a plethora of various research types, all whilst keeping focused on the pre-established criteria. I use my time wisely throughout this stage, ensuring I gain insight that is worth the time I invested. As I start to converge into the insights I gain from research, I move forward with this newfound information and knowledge. I have been brought up in a generation that is starting to care more about the environment. I welcome the sustainable mindset and see it as a trigger in most of my projects, one of which being the aluminium keyboard project, where sustainability and the environment was driving my innovative ideas forward. Concept generation is seen as the next stage. However, I don't restrict myself just to concept generation. Research still carries on whilst I generate ideas, as I believe this helps trigger inspiration. Depending on my research findings and the project brief, I focus on certain criteria that is seen as more important than other factors. This allows me to stay set on solving key issues in the brief, early on in the design process. Concept generation is not limited to physical drawings for me. I explore various methodologies in coming up with ideas such as virtual modelling and physical modelling. Each method of concept generation and development have their own important, valuable benefits, hence why I try to explore a variety of methods. From this diverging stage of design, I converge back towards the brief and ensure I do not stray too far away from what the brief has asked me to do. This is done by comparing my ideas to key criteria set in earlier phases in design. Once a superior design has been established, a sort of iterative design development takes place. I make variants of the same design with slightly different traits and see how they compare against previous versions. This repetitive process takes place both virtually and physically. Once enough iterations have been produced, and the brief and specifications seem fully met by one of my designs, I pursue it. I focus more on other factors that surround my design to ensure I make my product the best it can be.